Hello again, Jerome here for day 8 of CRAPMAS 2023. This one, I guess. Might as well. Huh? 3 of them? That's odd. 3 for 1, okay. We've got Super Putty Squad, we've got Impossible Mission, and we've also got James Pond Robocod. Nice. These look like C64 games, but that's funny. I don't see any cartridges in any of them. It's all download codes, huh? And they looked already scratched out. Let me guess. I'm gonna have to buy them myself, huh? Let's start off with James Pond 2, aka Robocod, aka Super James Pond, which is actually a game that Santa got me in 2019 or 2020, if I recall. This pretty much the same kind of copy with the code and everything, except now I had to go and buy it because the code was already used. Yay! Anyways, this is the second in the James Pond series. This one was also available on Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis back in the day, and on Amiga computers and on Commodore computers. So basically, yeah, if you like that late 80s, early 90s Amiga jank and design, whether it's graphic design or level design, this is it. This is the game you want. Basically, every level looks like this kind of like mishmash of just colors and images and stuff. Honestly, I can't play this game too long without getting a little seasick. It's a lot of visual stimuli, and some of the design choices are just outright grotesque. But like I said, it's got that sort of UK British Euro jank and designs that you either love or you are really sort of sickened by. Like, seriously, like some of these are just wow. But yeah, it's not a bad game, it's not a good game, it's a game, and it's hard as hell. This was the second level. Alright, so now let's move on to Impossible Mission, another game that was similarly remastered. This version has what I suppose would be the original look of the Amiga Commodore versions. So yeah, look at it. Look at how awesome this looks as a project that you need to port over. But I don't think it looked as bad. I think it actually looks better than the remastered version, which looks like visually it's a nightmare. Like, look at this. This is visual vomit. Like, holy shit. I don't understand who these collections are for, honestly. I mean, I get that collectors and old school gamers want to play these old games, but why not offer them on a single collection? Like, I like Atari 50 games on one cartridge, but I wouldn't pay per unit. I mean, I like the Sega collections, but again, I wouldn't go to the store and I know Sega sells those, but I wouldn't buy them for like $10 a pop. And even then, the Sega Ages collection, they've remastered them. They're good games. They're clean. But they didn't give the Ages treatment to every one of their games. Like you're still getting an advantage of getting these collections. So to sell this individually, and then to have this not even be on a cartridge, because this is like a total budget title. I mean, price-wise, I don't know in every territory what they are, but in Canada, like, for the most part, you can get these for like $10 or less sometimes. So yeah, I see these often in the refurbished sections of like GameStop and stuff, and I don't understand how it can be, because there's no cartridge, it's on a code, so you're just basically buying a case. Like, what is it? Is GameStop giving you a new code for this? Game has your typical Euro jank. It has that weird, just figure it out kind of level design and mission design. You basically have to stop a launch of a missile or something, and you have to like get passwords from computers and stuff, I guess. You have quote unquote infinite lives, so if you get killed by the robots or whatever the enemies, you don't have a standard game over. But every time you die, you do lose some time on your overall timer. So like the idea is that once you're done, one advantage this collection has is a kind of sweet cutscene, I guess, when you're dead. Like, look at this. This is better than everything else in the game. It's pretty crazy. This is a lot of cutscene for what is essentially an 8-bit, and even then, just this really simple game. I find that really hilarious. Like, what are we, like in Austin Powers all of a sudden? Like, what is this? And then of course you have the game explaining in detail how much you suck. Thank you. Like, what's the point of a mission results screen if I failed? Just start me over. And then finally we have Super Putty Squad, which is a game that at least has the advantage of being somewhat varied and somewhat unique. Your putty, pretty much like a lemming or another those types of games, has a lot of abilities, and we're talking like a lot of abilities. You can stretch, you can inflate like a balloon, you can hit with different attacks depending on the numbers of stars you collect. There's always something happening on screen. I feel like I'm playing a lottery machine or something. It's blinking lights and bright blinking bright lights and lots of loud sounds and stuff, and it's overwhelming. Like I feel if I didn't have ADHD, I feel I'm gonna get it now. It's really intense, this game in terms of everything that it has. Basically, to finish levels, you have to get the red putties, to save them, and then you have the enemies. You can travel around. Yeah, it's just, in essence, it's a much better game than the other two, which I want to stress are being sold separately. So it's like it's interesting, and it does a lot more than the other games. But Jesus, calm down, game. There's so much to do, and then you complete the level, and you see all the stuff that you were able to collect in that level, and it never ends. Like, look at all this shit. It's insane. So, like, just give me a status screen. Don't. What is all this? For, again, a small 2D kind of game, it's. God damn. It's intense. Jesus. All right, so I guess we've done that level. Let's try another level. So same deal here. There's a lot of stuff. There's all the enemies and everything feels designed by different people, or it feels like, you know, those early 90s early 2000s clip art where you have all these different like designs mixing together to create something, and it feels like the enemies, whoever designed the enemies didn't design the main characters, didn't design the backgrounds, didn't design the pickups. It's kind of like we take that for granted for, like, say, a game like Donkey Kong Country, which is sort of a similar in essence, where it's from around the same place, but it's got a better philosophy in terms of design. So I had to take a rocket up here, and now I can't get down. And this is pretty much this game in a nutshell. It's a lot of stuff thrown at you, but gets incredibly frustrating. So I'm just gonna stop here. Well, thank you, Santa Claus, for these 3 used game cases for non-physical games. Because, you know, yeah, sure. Welcome to 2023, people. Buy physical. Anyways, that's it for today. I guess I'll see you tomorrow for the last stretch of 4 games before Christmas. Yeah.